As I'm getting ready to prepare this video, I am sitting here talking myself through what you are probably struggling with also. So I figured instead of going with the video that I have outlined right here in front of my face, we're just going to kind of go through these emotions. We're going to talk through these thoughts and these feelings, and we're going to all come to the same conclusion, which will be our solution, which inevitably will be for us to move forward and do the work. So I'm sitting here and I have this goal of mine, which is to post every day this month on YouTube. Um, and I'm sitting here and I'm kind of going through, this is probably like my sixth or seventh take of this video. And I'm going through like my notes and going through any type of like anything extra that I want to bring in a video. I have like examples on this long piece of paper, and I'm sitting here checking like, do I want to wait until I do something with my background? Do I like I'm there's friction that's already present, but then there's friction that I am starting to create. And at that moment, when I sat here and I said to myself, I don't think I'm going to do this. Maybe if I just do one video a week, that's when I knew I needed to record. Because my first thought was, I want to do a video every single day for this month. Made a plan for it and everything. Like I told you, I have the outline, everything's prepped and ready to go. And those thoughts start creeping in, friction starts, like I start looking at what's really not friction, let's be clear. What my background looks like, that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Okay. How I feel, that matters, but it doesn't make the decision, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I may not, like, my energy may not be at, 100. It is the evening time. I've already worked a full day. So I can't guarantee that my energy is always going to be up here. What I can guarantee is that I'm going to show up. And that's what I intended to do. And here I am trying to talk myself out. We're trying to talk ourselves out of the goals that we set up. But we're not doing that. Like I said, I made a plan. In this season, I am using project sprints to help me execute on my goals in a sustainable manner. And I'm walking you through the same process so that you can do the same. And it's not enough just to have, like the goals written down in your planner or set up in whatever project management system you choose. Don't worry, we'll talk about that soon. But it's just as much a mind game as it is a physical, like execution game. Like the execution actually starts up here. And like I said in my example here, I was getting ready to talk myself out and say, listen, we can just do one video a week and I can prepare for next video or for next week's video now instead of actually doing the video. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to continue and we're going to continue because we're not going to let the thought of playing small or any of the other thoughts that may run through your mind. I know like right now I'm thinking, well, if I post every day on YouTube, what is that going to do with, my channel and the algorithm and the engagement and things like that? Am I putting out too much? Am I putting out too much content? And I'm sitting here thinking like, you have, at the time of this recording, you have like 308 subscribers. What algorithm? You're trying to get on the algorithm. So post. That's me, coaching myself back and forth. And then there is the thought of, well, do I have the right things to say? And that's why I'm on here and we're just talking through these thoughts because again, if you're like me and you are becoming a confident executor, you can get in you're breaking free of habits of starting off strong and then stopping. And this is one of those steps into that cycle of stopping, but we're not stopping. So we're posting this video, perfect or otherwise. And let's be clear, perfection is not the goal here, not at all. Um, Former perfectionists, we have let that go. Because at the end of the day, perfection stays in the draft folder. Perfection stays as an idea in a notebook. There's notebooks over there filled with ideas that I didn't execute on because I was waiting for it to be the perfect fill in the blank, whether it's perfect time, perfect, um, sketch, perfect, whatever. But we're just going to ship out the work the way it is. And so, yeah. Also, when it comes to discipline and inconsistency or consistency, a lot of times we don't have necessarily a discipline problem. It's usually that there's not a structure in place. And one mistake I can say that I made within the last week or so with setting this up, and I'm glad that we're talking about it now because I don't want you to make this mistake, is although I had my structure for my project sprint set up in a brainstorm manner, I didn't have it fully like prepped and ready to go. At least for week one, so sprint one. Um, but if you've ever called yourself inconsistent or lazy or said, "Listen, I just need more discipline," you're probably wrong. And that may be surprising to hear. You're probably wrong. It's not that you're lazy, because if you were lazy, you wouldn't want to do whatever it is that you're trying to do in the first place. You would just be sitting on the couch somewhere and just dry riding. Okay. And then with the discipline issue, it could really be more so that you're lacking a structure that you can actually work from. And that's why I said one of the mistakes I made is that I had it in brainstorm format, but I didn't have the full structure already set up. And when I'm talking about structure, I'm talking about, listen, what is the thing or what is the tool that I'm using that's going to keep me on track so that all I got to do is look at it and know exactly what I need to work on that day or for that week. Um, and that for me is my planner. And I'm sitting here looking down on it as if you can see it, but that for me is my planner. So if it's not in this and if it's not in my Google Calendar, it's not going to get done. And I treat that in that manner because that helps me remain organized, that helps me remain focused. And that way I don't have to worry about having a discipline issue, because the more and more you try to be disciplined, the more and more stuck you get. Because after saying I have a discipline issue or I need to become more disciplined, what's the conversation afterwards? How often are you having that, you know, that conversation? Um, we wake up motivated from time to time, and you have that. Like for me, Mondays is my go day. Okay, you would have thought Monday was a Friday for me because I love me a good Monday. But that's not it for everybody. Sometimes people are, they're Friday people, they're Wednesday people. And then you got your morning people and you got, your early birds and your night owls. And you want to work on your business when you have that burst of energy. And that's not always the case, especially if you have a 9 to 5. So you sit down, you open your laptop when you do get that opportunity, and then you kind of have a moment of like all thoughts, all tasks come rushing in. It's like, hey, you need to check your email. Hey, open Instagram real quick. Hey, see what's on TikTok. Listen, your girl posted that video on YouTube. You should go watch. You can have that as background noise. Do you do the background noise trick? Because I know I do from time to time. Like literally, before I hit record on this video, I was watching Homegirl's video as I was preparing and talking my way through this. Don't post, post, don't post, post. Um, and then you also get into the habit of researching instead of doing the actual work. You freeze because you don't know where it is that you're supposed to start. That's why that structure is so important, because by the end of the day, nothing meaningful has happened. You have done everything else to fill up every other distraction. You have filled that distraction cup and you have not filled the productivity cup. I don't know when they became cups. So you start that cycle, you have that, and then that's when those thoughts of I need to be more disciplined comes into play. That's when those thoughts of why can't I just focus? It's a me problem. It's a me problem. Other people are getting all these things done. What's wrong with me? And listen, it can be rough, but you have to learn how to talk yourself out of it and like question those thoughts, bring them into, look, catch them, bring them into captivity and test them against the word. Like, do you really have a discipline problem or do you have just a structure problem? There's total difference. You are a disciplined individual, because if you were an undisciplined individual, a lot of things will tell you that. Your health will be the first thing to tell you that. Um, you know, it's easy when you get to this point, especially for solo entrepreneurs, period, go through this and you just kind of like lose confidence or lose trust in yourself, thinking you can't get something done because you've tried so many times and you kept on stopping and starting or falling off. And now when you get back on, there's like that twinge of shame that you may feel, but don't feel that condemnation, don't feel that shame. You just have to slow down and you have to create the structure. Again, the structure is what has always been missing. So the truth again is that you don't have a discipline problem. You likely don't have a discipline problem. If this sounds like you, like like I just said, I was sitting here getting ready to go from I'm gonna go on YouTube for 7 days a week, every day this month, to maybe I can just do one. If I had a discipline issue, it would be I'm not doing this. If I was lazy, it would be nah, I don't need to do that YouTube thing. Or let me get somebody else to do it. You just don't have a clear next step, and you have to create that clear next step. Like literally I have on my account, like on in my planner, what my next step is. Like this video, this is what I need to post, then this is what I need to work on, or this task is what I need to work on. All of those things are outlined in there, and sometimes you need that to start off with. I mean, that's what makes project management systems so important. And so yeah, we'll just stick with important when it comes to creating work and shipping out work. And when I'm talking about shipping out work, I mean completing the work and making sure it's getting, pushed out to where it needs to get pushed out to. So yeah, that's that's it. You're not inconsistent, you're just unsupported. And that structure and that clarity is going to help support you. So in the next video, we will do a live stream and we're going to set up sprint number 1. It's going to be a good time. I love me a good live stream, you guys. It's going to be a good time. And we're really going to set up this structure so that you don't have to continue in the start and stop cycle. Because let that train leave until it never come back. Your brain, like when you think about it, your brain isn't meant to operate in ambiguity. Just like when someone gives you vague directions, you're like, no, this isn't going to work for me. Same thing goes for when you're planning something. Like I need to know exactly what the costs are going to be. I need to know exactly what this time frame is going to be. I need to know exactly what it is that we're doing and why are we doing it. And give me some how. I can take some ambiguity in the how and sometimes in the timeline, but some stuff I need to know. Okay. If I'm going to execute on it, I need to know. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to continue on according to our goal, which is to post every single day this month. We're not going to stop. We're not going to let the little chatter give us an invitation. We're not going to accept the invitation to scale down. No, we're not doing it. So I'll see you in the next video.